Hey, it is Raymond with Go Time Training, and we're back at you with lower back help phase 3, okay? So this one is called Wake Up, Sleeping Booty, all right? So what does this have to do with our lower back is when our glutes are not activating or firing properly, they can put a lot of stress on our lower back. So we've kind of worked through some mobility through these, and these exercises will actually help out with hip mobility. But what we really want to do is kind of wake up and have our glutes start firing, start activating. This is a prime mover in a squat and a lot of movements that we do. So we want it to be the primary muscle that is working during a lot of exercise. What happens when we become more sedentary or even have really tight hip flexors? Our glutes start to not activate properly. So we're going to re-educate. We're going to tell the brain, hey, when we're doing these certain movements, booty fire. And one of the greatest ways to do that is through a bridge. A bridge is an awesome exercise because it helps out with hip mobility. It helps stretch out the hip flexors, strengthens up the adductors, strengthens up the core. But the main thing it does is activate your booty, 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 booty. So we're going to show you a few different exercises, a few different bridges that you can do to progress through. And then we'll show you some loaded, some interior loaded exercises that will even put more tension on the booty and wake it up even more and get it nice and strong and activated. Okay, so like I said, a bridge, this is one of our first exercises. This is a great core exercise as well to help out, but this will activate those glutes, which is going to directly affect and help protect our lower back. So what we want to do here is we're going to lay supine on our back. We want our hips, knees, and toes all lined up, just kind of like in that setup position. Those heels kind of pulled towards you, and we're going to drive through our knees and squeeze our glutes. We really want to squeeze nice and hard there because that's what we're trying to activate. And in the beginning, if you do have sleeping booty, it's going to be kind of hard to activate that squeeze. That's why we're going to do these for multiple repetitions and continue to do that. So you really want to focus a really strong squeeze through here. We're going to drive through the heels, drive out through the knees. So a lot of times when people do bridges, they do it here. That's all lower back. This is actually what we don't want to happen. We're going to drive out that way, squeeze the booty nice and hard. If you actually squeeze the glutes hard enough, or when you know that they're activating properly, you cannot actually hyperextend. It will lock that hip into place, and it will take a lot of stress away from your lower back. So pushing out here, squeeze and booty, and then done. Nice one, cool. You can add some variations that can actually help out intensity. One is a single leg bridge. Same technique and same form. The only difference is you're going to put this leg out. I like to pull my shin in. You see some people go here. I like this nice and straight, and it just kind of keeps me in line. And then as I'm coming up, I want these legs to basically end up being in the same direction. When I'm here, that kind of posterior pelvic tilts me. So legs straight out just like that, toes forward to the shin, and doing the same things, driving out, squeezing the glute. This is just going to add a little bit more intensity, and it also makes sure that we're balanced on both sides. I'm going to add a figure 4. So our glutes are external rotators, so this can also activate a little bit more. It can also get a nice stretch through there, so it's just an added little benefit and just another exercise that you can do. As you push up, you're going to kind of pull that knee down towards the ground at the same time. Once again, squeezing the glutes as you're rising up. So not at the top. As you're coming up, you're squeezing all the way and squeezing at the top. And you want to hold 2 or 3 seconds so you really kind of educate that until that brain activate those glutes so they start firing properly again. So once you have graduated from the bridge and you have really activated that and there's no pain at all in your lower back, you can now access the ability to start front loading. So this will be a nice progression for those bridges. So we're going to do a barbell bridge. The key thing on this one, once again, is pushing out through your knees. Keep it nice and strong. If you start to feel some pain in your lower back, stop. Never work through pain with lower back injuries. So this will help continue to progress and build up a lot of strength in those booties, and which will also help keep pain from your lower back. So just going to do the same thing. So now you're just going to be loaded here, pushing through, squeezing on the way up. Okay, chin lightly tucked, pushing through, keeping it right through there, nice and squeezed. Exact same thing as we did with the normal bridge. So now we're adding a barbell. You can also add a dumbbell or a sandbell if you want to start out. Just light progression, move up as you feel comfortable. So we're going to move on to a hip thrust. This is really similar to a bridge, but it's going to put a little bit more tension onto the glutes and could put more potential tension on the lower back. So just once again, be careful of this. Only progress to this one once you've been able to access it and you've been able to properly progress through all the other movements. So it's the same thing as the bridge in most aspects. The only difference is that we're going to have elevated shoulders. So we're going to get the barbell, kettlebell, dumbbell, whatever kind of weight that you want to add to this. Do the same thing. You're going to come down just to your shoulder blades. You want the chin lightly tucked in. So a lot of times you see this happening. Chin tucked right here, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to drive out through those knees, squeeze in the glutes. You should not be able to hyperextend. Hold and balance here. and then push out. Nice squeeze at the top. Once again, remember, we're trying to re-educate and really fire those glutes and tell that brain, activate the booty when I move. When I go into this position, move. And this will all help translate into when we start doing deadlifts and squats. Okay, so we're going to do a cable pull through. This is going to be a lot like those band distractors that you did in the beginning to really stretch out that lower back and help out with those hip mobility. Same thing, so now we're just trying to build up some strength and activate the glutes again. So make sure that we squat down, that we just don't forward and bend over, so we can grab these nice and safely. Pull this out, walk out a little bit in front of you. Keep your chin nice and tucked so your spine is all neutral and in alignment. Don't do the whole pez neck thing. Always want nice and straight from our crown to our tailbone. So we're going to push back, pushing our hips as far back as we can into the cable machine and squeeze them back up. Once again, you're going to hold for a couple seconds at the top, really activate those glutes. Push back, driving through our heels, squeezing again. Boom. Nice long stretch.